Hello and welcome to week 7 of our course. I'm going to give you a brief overview of my expectations for this week. This might be a little bit boring, but hopefully will set you up for success for your Deconstructing a Journal article assignment. That's going to be due on October 8th. Before we get to that specifically, I want to make sure that I go over the other pieces briefly. We have an attendance assignment up this week that's going to look at media bias and different it's particularly focusing on news outlets, and so the idea there is just critical thinking. There's a lot of discussion right now about fake news and news sources, and I want us to, regardless of our own viewpoint, everyone has an opinion. I want us to be able to look at news sources and understand where they're coming from and understand where there might be bias. So that's the idea behind this particular attendance this week. That one should be kind of fun. We also have our standard readings. We have a short section from our textbook, and then we have a piece on propaganda and a piece on examining media bias. That's not meant to be gospel by any stretch of the imagination. It's one piece that will give you kind of some methodology for that, and you may agree or disagree, but it talks you through kind of a way to approach that through one particular website that is known for doing this. So this week, I want you to start early and focus on your Deconstructing a Journal article assignment. The requirements are for a 1,000-word essay, and in order for you to be set up for success, I want to just say, please just go through these item by item, your numbered requirements here, and give me a paragraph on each. At least go through an order that will make it easy for me to grade, and it won't be the most exciting thing that you've ever written or I've ever read, but we want to go through these systematically because that's the way that hopefully we can begin to think about doing them in our own research and in our own life, is to go through these things as sort of a mental checklist. So pulling this out and laboring over this a little bit is going to help ingrain that process. Some of this will be familiar. We've been building up to it. For example, this number 4 here should be a repeat of the attendance assignments that we've had over the last couple of weeks. And hopefully some of this will go quickly for you, but it is important just to follow the system and walk through the deconstruction of the article. If you leave out any of these pieces, it will affect your grade. Please do provide a citation in APA, even if that's not the one that is particularly chosen in your field. It will be helpful for me if you do it in APA. There are lots of generators online that can help you with that, but do double check them if you use a generator, because those aren't always 100%. And I want to show you a shortcut that you may already know about to get to the UK Library's website, and I'm going to encourage you to get your journal article there, because if you don't pick a good article for this assignment, then it's going to be very hard for you to get a good grade. If you don't pick an appropriate, lengthy, research-based article. When you go over here to help on your left-hand side, there's a quick link built into University of Kentucky Libraries. If you, I'm going to open this link in a new tab just to show you, and you're immediately brought to just the broad InfoCat search, which does a little bit of everything. But if we go to databases, then you can search by title for a database that you might have been already exposed to in your field. If you want to search databases by keyword, you can. You just need to switch that here. And then here's a quick link drop-down box to some databases that are more general in nature. Academic Search Complete, which covers a broad variety of topics. Business Source Complete, which would be good for you all in the business world, and you may be familiar with that. So there's lots of good ones here that would at least get you started in the right direction. And then once you're in, and once you've chosen a database, then it will take you to the prompt to where you can search for a particular topic that maybe you have on your mind, something that you've already done using your Google search for your assignments, your attendance assignments over the last couple weeks. It really doesn't matter what it's about. It just needs to be in your field. It needs to be, it can be something you're familiar with, that's fine, but it does need to be a good, verifiable research article. The point is not to pick the best you might go through this process and you might say, okay, when I get to number 10, I wouldn't use this in a class paper after going through this, and that's fine. But when I say set you up for success, I mean you need to pick a journal article in your field that is academic in nature, that is 10 pages long, and that does have at least these components for you to analyze. Because leaving these components blank is going to greatly decrease your grade. I have to have some analysis in order to evaluate it and to ensure your grade. If you have particular questions about this, please email me. Please don't wait until the last minute. Please assume that technical issues might happen and try to upload that early. I do need this to be turned in on Canvas, and I am going to restrict this to a file upload for a Word document, or PDF. I prefer PDF. PDF is a little bit more professional, and most of your word processing softwares are going to print to PDF these days. And PDF is really nice just as you continue on in your professional career. PDF is nice because it cannot be altered by the recipient. So just remember that. That's one of those good pieces to remember. But for my grading purposes, in order for the viewer to allow me to read it in SpeedGrader, it needs to be Word or PDF, and so I'm going to go ahead and restrict that. And so you need to print to one of those forms before you upload it, or it will give you an error message. If you do have further questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a good week.